Hello, today is a rainy and gloomy day here in Montenegro, so I decided to make a bit unusual review. It is headphones that is handmade and made in really small batch in Kyiv. So they are hard to find, hard to purchase, but they are really superb sonically and aesthetically. I also like them. So these headphones are made, as I've said, in Ukraine, in Kyiv. It is product of three people: Vasily Koval, Kapluk Alexander, and Valentin Sergeyenko. So Vasily and Alexander makes these headphones, and Valentin makes for them earpods and headbands. So he's making work with leather. So as you can see, they are built from scratch completely. It's not some modification, nothing in common. They are built absolutely from scratch, from the magnet system and membrane up to the housing. Unfortunately, they made in small batches, and this causes pretty high price. They cost about $1,000, but actually I think they are very compatible in this price range. So I will tell you a bit more about them now. VA1, it is the name of this model, actually came without any box, without any accessories. At least mine came. Maybe now they created some box for them, but I'm not sure. As you can see, they have some kind of vintage look. This decision was made on purpose because creators like this steampunk-like vintage stylistics. So, but actually I find them pretty attractive. Maybe it's just my taste, but nevertheless. So as you can see, there is polished wood, really nice polished brass parts and so on. As you can see, cups can be swiveled in two directions. They can be adjusted. You can adjust the size of the headband. Inside of this connect is Teflon insert, so they slide very nicely. Headpad is nice. They, by the way, are pretty lightweight, so it's about 350 grams, so it's really light. So here is cups inside. You can see they're using connectors compatible with Odyssey. It's micro XLR. Inside you can see the parts of the driver. Actually, it's a planar magnetic driver, magnet system, grill and so on. Actually, earpods, by the way, earpods are very soft, very nice and comfortable. Earpods can be easily removed. They are held by a magnet, so they are detachable pretty easy. So you can see I can show you inside part of the drivers. So nice, interesting headphones. Actually, design is some kind of retro, but I like them. They are very comfortable in long-term wearing because of the open back construction. So I think they are compatible with other models. They are not as polished and as stylish as mass production models, but actually it's a price of do-it-yourself products. And of course about the sound. In the sound, creators make many interesting small decisions. For example, you can see here is a small hole in the earpod, small vent, so the pressure inside of the earpod is reduced a little bit. So by the words of creators, it allows them to make this headphones sound faster with more details. So sonically they are a bit on the darker side. It's a bit smooth representation, but actually a really tiny bit, not as much as, for example, Odyssey, but they remind a little bit LCD too, but not that much. So bass goes really deep, and it's really hard hitting sometimes. For example, I've plugged them to my Loto Power Gold and listened to some music like Juno Reactor, and I was overwhelmed by the amount and the toughness of the bass. It's it's good balanced by quality and by quantity. It's not too much because they are not bass heavy and they don't add additional bass, but the bass at present plays perfectly. Another good example, it is Tchaikovsky 1912 overture, this famous classical piece with cannons, and it is one of the few headphones that actually reminds real cannons in this part when they shoot. So bass is really good, it's textured with good separation and layering. Mids are lively, they are not into micro details, they are not razor sharp, as for example Hi-Fi Man ones. They are a tiny bit smooth, so there is no this harshness, no how to say it, there is no harshness, no micro details too much, but all that is present in the record they play actually. So very nice mids, musical and lively. And treble is also good, it's well defined with good decays and attacks, with good resolution. Actually I think it's pretty nice balanced headphones. They are timbral rich, they are perfect for the complex instruments like piano or harmonica or other stuff like that. But also I like old hard rock with them, and actually almost any genre that are using live instruments and are recorded good. So they are pretty critical to the quality of recordings, but not very much, but it's better to have good recordings. Impedance is 14 ohms and sensitivity is 95 decibels, so actually they are a bit complex load for simple sources like smartphones, because they can cause the current overload for the primitive sources. But actually they are not as critical to the source as, for example, Odyssey or Hi-Fi Man headphones. They can be driven by any modern player pretty efficiently, so but of course they have potential to grow with your source. For example, with Lotu Pow Gold they are excellent. They are very technical with Questyle QP1R, so actually don't judge them by their simple sometimes outlook. It is really interesting headphones. I'm not sure if someone wants to buy them, but if anyone decide to do it, actually you can contact me and I can connect you with the creators of them. Anyway, yeah, for me it was a pleasure to share information about these headphones. I use them for about half of a year and I like them. It's one of the most frequently used headphones in my collection. Thank you for attention.